buenos días, tardes, noches, madrugadas, sea lo que sea, donde sea, y con eso que se me esto, bienvenidos a un stream más de The Witcher 3, The Wild Hunt. Estamos con el DLC Blood and Wine. Hace rato en el stream que hice expliqué que subí la armadura Gran Maestro porque quiero, a pesar de que aquí en este DLC te dan otra armadura, es más adelante en la historia. Entonces quería tener algo para protegerme mientras sigamos ahí. Este, y lo que no hice fueron las espadas, porque en las espadas, ya conseguimos la Iron Knight, que es la mejor espada de plata. Y para la espada de acero, ya conseguí el blueprint para poder hacerla. De hecho, ya la fabriqué. Aquí les puedo mostrar en la parte de artesanía. Es esta. Espada de acero de caballero de Tuzán. Es esta. Y de hecho pueden ver que aquí es mejor pues que la que llevo en ese momento. Pero el problema es que es de nivel 30 y, no, 48. Entonces todavía me faltan 5 niveles para poder usarlo. Pero ya la tengo hecha y la tengo ahí en el cofre para en cuanto tenga el nivel necesario poderla usar. Y de momento la que estoy usando es una que nos dieron. Este, la florera, no recuerdo exactamente de cuál de las misiones nos la dan, pero nos la dan en alguna misión. Y es mejor que la versión magistral de la espada Osuna o de cualquier espada, pero no mejor necesariamente que la de Gran Maestro, pero como dije, no quiero fabricar la de Gran Maestro porque la voy a reemplazar por la otra, ¿no? Entonces, bueno, de momento voy a estar haciendo bueno, estaba pensando en hacer los de misiones ¿cómo se llama? Secundarias, pero yo creo que vamos a, como dice el título, aprender más de los vampiros. Vamos a ir a dos lados para eso. Aquí vamos a ir para acá. Y les voy a enseñar dónde está un vampiro dormido en... Oh, aquí hay una misión. ¿No es donde estaba adentro? Sí, sea eso. Ajá. ¿Qué puede ser que sea eso? Les hablé de un vampiro que está durmiendo debajo de Novigrado. Entonces vamos a ir a verlo justamente. Eso está por acá. Y... ¿por dónde era? ¿Será por acá? Mm, ¿Por acá? Déjenme checar rápido, déjenme checar rápido. Mm. Em, mm. No. Aquí. A ver, el primero es desde aquí. Ujú. A ver, por acá.
Where's Eustace? It was him always all the corpses. Plenty more to all now.
Y a ver, exactamente en qué lugar está. Está por aquí al parecer. Ok. Va. Mhm. Mhm. ¿Cómo llegamos allá?
What can I do?
Ok, es aquí. Esta es una de las dos entradas que hay hacia esa zona. Ahora no sé exactamente el camino. Pero podemos probar a ver qué onda. Ujú. Y aquí esta es la cuestión, es esa pared. Nada más déjenme checar aquí. Ujú.
How heavy is this thing? Help me! This damn lid won't budge!
Whoever put it on the sarcophagus was clearly thinking about grave robbers.
You've no idea who I am, have you?
None.
Professor Vermont John, Oxenford University, Faculty of Applied Archaeology. As a certain ancient map would have it, there's a priceless elven tome in this sarcophagus, the Derar manuscript. It could shed entirely new light on the Enel and Shay conflict. So, will you help?
All right, let's open it.
Blood are glowing.
Vampire. Probably regenerates here.
Just 5 more minutes. Is it 1358 yet?
No.
Then fuck off.
I'm ever running into things like that. Well, come on, open it again.
Why? See an elven manuscript there? 'Cause I sure as hell didn't.
I hadn't the chance to look. Perhaps he enjoys bedtime reading and keeps it under his pillow.
Fine, I'll open it again.
What the? Again? Do you fucking plan to come knocking once an hour now? Enough!
Oh, yo te más fácil. Es lo que esperaba.
Shame you didn't leave me to talk to him. He might have known something about the manuscript.
Didn't seem all that willing to chat.
You may be right. Oh well, thanks. Farewell.
Aquí hay un portal por allá.
You do well not to pester folk.
Y ya para salir es simplemente regresar por acá. Y ese es el vampiro de Novigrado. Es que más como un detalle curioso. O sea, no es el gran quest ni nada así. Simplemente es un detalle que agregaron. Por si te pones a explorar. Y les digo que este tipo de cosas me gustan. Porque muestra que piensan en lo que puede hacer el jugador, ¿no? Para darte ese pequeño detalle. Y si te pones a explorar puedes encontrar ese tipo de cosas, ¿no? Ese sí, ya lo he visto.
Finally, someone took pity. Was it happened to
Where's
focus
Eustace?
again?
It was him always all the corpses.
Aye, he did. Plenty more to all now, so we work shifts.
A ver, esa es. Esta. Vamos a ver. Ajá. Bien. Y ahora la siguiente cuestión de vampiros es con el amigo de Geralt. Rey, me parece que se llama. Se tarda bastante cuando pasas de del DLC a otro o al juego base. Cuando viajas a zonas dentro del mismo DLC o a zonas dentro del juego base, no carga tanto, pero le cuesta pasar de un DLC a otro o del DLC al juego base.
Regis. Couldn't have picked some other place to meet. Regis! Damn it. Locked. No way I got the place wrong. This is it. Gotta be. Gotta be another way in around here.
Supongo que será en la cuevita que está por allá, ¿no? Pero a ver qué cosas hay. Se escuchan ruidos. Ah, los relictos. A ver. Espérate, ¿qué? Es un punto rojo, pero no sucede nada. Ahí está.
Vittles aplenty around here. That's some stench.
¿Qué fue eso?
An illusion. Interesting.
Aquí descansa Sir Ramón de Guichón. No sé cómo se pronuncia esto porque se supone que es más como nombre francés, ¿no? Por la zona. En mi tumba no encontrará ningún relato del hombre que fui. Entregué mi corazón, mi alma y mi cuerpo al oficio caballeresco y deseo ser recordado como un caballero. El símbolo de la caballería es una espada desnuda y ese símbolo es el que descansa sobre mí. La espada que defendió mi honor, a mis amigos y a mi corazón. La espada que fue más cercana que un hermano. La espada que nunca se marchó con la sangre. Se manchó con la sangre. Sería la espada que nunca se manchó con la sangre de un hombre inocente, ¿no? Ahí le falta un D. Dice la espada que nunca se manchó con la sangre de un hombre inocente. Sí falta un D ahí, ¿no? De un hombre inocente. Que descanse sobre esta piedra por toda la eternidad. ¿Ok? Ah. Lo podemos dejar ahí, entonces. Digo, pues es su tumba para recordar y todo eso. Vamos a respetar ahí su lugar. ¿Sí?
Agreed to meet a vampire at a cemetery. How much more cliché can you get?
Nothing comes readily to mind.
Could have left the door unlatched.
What of my privacy? I value it rather deeply. Unmolested, especially by unwanted guests, that's my preferred state. Besides, I knew you'd find a way to get in.
True enough. Need to find your friend. I'm hoping you'll agree to help.
I shall do whatever's in my power. Yet what you want or even need must matter little. What matters is what Detlef wants. If he does not wish to be found, you will not find him. Ever. End of story.
Come on. Gotta be some way.
Vampires can evade detection by the senses, and no divination magic works on us. Even the most precise megascope would be useless.
And this? Could this help?
Wherever did you get that?
Off one of the beast's victims, found by a bend in the river. Body was chopped in pieces. 3 of those pieces were hands. Hand with the ring seemed the odd one out. Abruxa had taken an interest in it.
It's Detlef's hand, without a doubt. It will do splendidly.
The hand. What do you plan to do with it?
You've heard of Renara's variation to retention.
Ring just a bell. Read about it in the cameo with letter. I can't care more and tattered, nearly disintegrated. But if memory serves, Kuvanarius never managed to prove it worked.
He did prove it. Just never managed to publish his findings. He and I corresponded, you see, after we became friends. Thus, I know he completed his research and performed the first tests. It's complicated, so without delving into details, it is possible to use any piece of tissue to reconstruct what a whole body experienced.
How's it work? We need any special equipment?
We must brew a decoction which Kovinaris gave a rather poetic name. Resonance. Once imbibed, it sends one into a trance similar to that induced by narcotics. This triggers visions of events linked to strong emotions experienced by the tissue's owner. Picture it as dreaming a fragment of someone's life.
Any chance we might see what Detlef was doing just before he lost his hand?
Indeed. Though I also hope resonance will reveal the location of Detlef's hideout.
Ring's pretty intriguing. Made of no metal I've ever seen. And the ornamentation.
It comes from our home, where we lived before the conjunction of spheres. It's actually mine. I received it from a dear old friend. You might call him a humanist. He saw us vampires as guests here, guests who owe their hosts, meaning you humans and the elder races, respect.
Respect? Meaning not to treat us like cattle to be slaughtered for food.
Precisely. And the reason why I, in turn, gave it to Detlef. To remind him of the ideals my old friend championed.
Can't you just summon Detlef? You're both hired vampires, there's gotta be a way.
If I'm to be entirely candid, there is indeed one. But believe me, we will be better off never availing ourselves of it. It is a last resort. Absolutely.
Last resort? The hell? Why?
There is a being who can summon Detlef. Possesses the authority, even the power, to force him to appear in a given place. But the very act of contacting this being, well, it's akin to walking a slack line extended over a chasm filled with molten lava. An exercise as perilous to me as it would be to you. A risk I'm unwilling to take. I beg you, let's do it my way. It will be both quicker and easier.
Kovinaris spent half his life proving his theory. Wild guess. Making a dose of resonance won't be easy.
You guessed correctly. In addition to Detlef's tissue, we shall need a powerful occipital lobe stimulant. Effectively a poison, to make one susceptible to visions.
Well, got a few ingredients to choose from. Unfortunately, all are pretty rare. There's Mamoon glands, but closest ones I know of are in Vizima. A spotted white saliva would also serve, but they were cold to extinction over a century ago. Could go with a kobold's eyes, but the creatures are sentient. Rather not gouge one's eyes out.
Given that we lack the time to sleuth this out ourselves, permit me to summon some help.
What was that?
A raven? Rather a common sight at this latitude. Very intelligent fowl. I asked him to look for the creatures you mentioned, him and his brethren. Perhaps they'll find one in the area, and I would hazard that a flock of ravens will spy any said creature faster than a solitary witcher would, with all due respect to your skills, my friend. It will take them some time, nonetheless, so perhaps you'd care for a snifter of mandrake.
Rarely say no to a snifter.
Sadly, this is but a weak infusion rather than a proper distillate.
Even better. I remember your mandrake hooch. Made people say things they'd have rather kept to themselves.
Now, what could Geralt of Rivia prefer to keep to himself?
So, think you've set a nice little trap for me? Sorry. Want to get me to confess? Gonna have to try harder.
I love a challenge. In that case, my ears are cocked. What must I do?
How about you get the ball rolling? Reveal one of your secrets. Vampires, intriguing creatures, must lead fascinating lives.
Anything in particular interest you?
Gotta ask you the big question. One everyone wonders about. What happens after death?
You wish me to tell you if the human belief in the gods is well founded? Well, that I do not know. We vampires differ exceedingly from you humans. Our matter, that of which we are composed, can exist without form. We require neither a heart, nor a brain, nor air to breathe.
But were you dead?
As humans understand death, yes.
Feel anything? Understand anything?
It's rather hard to explain. I felt something very unsettling. Something I cannot even name, for I did no reasoning. Only after rebirth did I begin to understand that what I had felt was cold and unimaginable fear. If not for Detlef, I might have drowned in an eternity of icy terror.
Can't have been alive then. Sheesh, experience like that must be vicious.
Indeed, it's hard to compare to anything I know. Yet you are aware we don't see death as you do. The way you cling to life, we find it entirely peculiar. You are mortals, ergo it's a foregone conclusion. You will die. It's but a question of time. Thus, I often find myself wondering why you try so very hard. To die at 20 years, 40, even 100, what's the difference? They're all but the blink of an eye.
Depends on your point of view. Man who's got 1,000,000 crowns to spend can't possibly understand one who's only got 20.
Very true. One's outlook can indeed change much.
Always fascinated me the way vampires can regenerate. A hand growing back is one thing, but Detlef recreating you out of a wet smear? Something else entirely.
A difficult and laborious process, but one that's possible, as my presence proves. But I've heard you too had quite the adventure. They say you lost your memory.
For a bit, but Triss helped me get it back. Actually, pretty damn lucky I only had amnesia.
Yes, you humans are rather buggered in those terms. To strip you of life is, well, it's just plain easy. I've always pitied you in that regard. We vampires are much harder nuts to crack. If a member of another race kills one of us, we can be reborn with a living higher vampire's help. However, if one of our own strikes the deadly blow, death is permanent. There can be no rebirth. One of the chief reasons why vampires long ago swore never to fight one another.
Eso es muy importante en la historia. Recuerden eso. Si un vampiro es aniquilado por una criatura de cualquier otra especie, sea humano, algún animal, alguna cosa de las que existen aquí en este juego, ¿no? Ya sean los fantasmas, los wyverns, ayotrices y demás. El vampiro es capaz de regenerarse. Pero si el vampiro es eliminado por otro vampiro, por otro de su misma raza, no hay forma de poderse regenerar. Simplemente hasta ahí llegan. Ese sí es la muerte permanente para ellos. Eso es muy importante para cómo se desarrolla la historia.
Curious what you did after you were reborn.
As I'm sure you can surmise, at first I was thoroughly absorbed with recovering. As it is, I've still not recovered completely. Yet I was so weak the first year that I could not stand or move on my own. Detlef bore my weakness bravely, showed great patience. If not for him, I wouldn't be here, and I'd have regenerated far slower. Once I could at last stand unassisted, I set off for Bruges, for my one-time home of Dillingen. There I led the peaceful life of a rural healer and surgeon, enjoying my neighbours' respect and, in fact, constituting the exact opposite of the monstrous vampire the populace imagines.
Bruges, you say? Rebirth make you sentimental?
Perhaps a dash. But what of you? Where have you been? Ever find your Cyrilla?
Back then, yeah. But we parted again soon after. And when the time was ripe, she came back, defeated the Wild Hunt together.
Seems I certainly missed quite a bit while I was absent.
True enough. But it's a conversation we'll have another time. Need to know more about you now. Got a new life, a new body. That give you a new start? Blank slate?
Starting all anew is a very broad concept. What exactly do you mean?
Your blood addiction, say. Wondering if your body's the same, if it still remembers. Maybe if you drank now, you wouldn't get hooked.
All addictions are a form of slavery. Re-addiction's not a risk I'm willing to take, just to test a hypothesis about corporeal regeneration and whether propensities carry over.
Fair enough. Curiosity, that's all. Sorry.
Not to worry, Geralt. Curiosity is a natural reaction under the circumstances, apart from which I've always valued that trait in you.
Got plenty of questions I'd like to ask, but let's postpone any longer conversations until things calm down.
Unable to focus your thoughts at the moment, I understand. I too am anxious to know the news.
Still no sign of your winged friend. Sure it understood what you wanted?
Dead certain. Let's wait a bit longer. It'll return soon, don't doubt that for a moment. ever vigilant, even in his sleep. Quite vampire-like, in fact. Are you absolutely certain they don't administer a few of our genes during the trial of the grasses?
Appreciate the compliment. Got something for me?
You were right. No kobolds or mamoons for miles around.
Knew it.
Allow me to finish. You see, there's this spotted white. It haunts an abandoned residence in the Caraberta woods.
Impossible. My brethren hunted down every last spotted white before I was born.
Then it seems you must revise your knowledge of spotted whites. For somehow this one managed to survive your brethren's onslaught. It seems I know this home it haunts. Recall a tale about it. Locals believe the place cursed. Perhaps that's how the white survived entirely unmolested.
Whites rarely appear in the woods, even less likely to find them in abandoned human homes. They inhabit remote wildernesses, old abandoned cemeteries.
What's your point?
This might not be a spotted white after all. Your little helper might have made a mistake.
I sincerely doubt it. Ravens are devilishly intelligent creatures, and they've highly developed observational skills.
What exactly did they observe?
The area around the estate, it's covered in spoons.
Spoons?
Spare me the skeptical smile. I'm but the bearer of this news. Or perhaps this spotted white is a hoarder, or the spoons are somehow related to the curse.
Know anything else about this curse?
I don't recall much in particular. Really don't attach much importance to such things. It was mentioned to me as an anecdote, no more.
Come on, search your memory. Something, anything could be important.
I believe it had a relation to hunger, or, perhaps greed, rapacity. Someone was punished for something.
Textbook definition of a curse, pretty much.
Sorry, Geralt, I try not to clutter my mind with the details of every far-fetched tale I happen to hear. What are your thoughts?
A specimen of a species thought long extinct, and a curse, in one place. That a coincidence, or are they related?
Ah, professional curiosity. Personally, I've nothing against you delving into this dilemma, but please remember we need the white's saliva. Nothing beyond that.
Let's do this. Start making your decoction while I go get some saliva from that white. Uses it in its brews.
Do you imagine the white will simply sell you some?
Worst case scenario, I'll bring you its salivary glands. They ought to do as well.
For a moment there, I imagined you asking the white to spit into a vial. Quite amusing as a thought, but the salivary glands will do fine indeed.
So, see you later.
Yes, till later. I shall start by perusing some tomes.
Tomes? Thought you were gonna make this decoction.
We require one last ingredient. Alas, obtaining it could prove a trifle toilsome. Thus, I hope to identify a suitable alternative.
All right. Good luck.
And to you, my friend.
Justamente esto que vamos a hacer es una de las misiones que les mencioné la vez anterior sobre, bueno, los streams anteriores, sobre esa criatura que tiene un montón de cucharas alrededor. ¿Dónde está? Medio. Criatura moteada. Criaturas. A ver, criaturas primero. Dicen que a los muertos les gusta la tranquilidad. No sé si será verdad, pero a las criaturas desde luego que sí. Aunque las criaturas no parecen particularmente amistosas, no hay que aproximarse a ellas hostilmente. Si se las deja en paz, no representan ningún peligro serio. Suelen estar más interesadas en los calderos donde mezclan sus potingues que en luchar. Esta especie suele vivir en antiguos cementerios, aunque se han avistado en las inmediaciones de cementerios más modernos, o en cualquier lugar donde haya muchas tumbas. Las criaturas pasan los meses de invierno en un estado de letargo muy parecido al sueño de los humanos. Viven absolutamente en solitario. Poco se ha oído de que se les haya visto en grupos. Aún así, cuando sienten invadido su territorio, y para ello solo basta con poner un pie en él, las criaturas se transforman en enemigos peligrosos, que olvidan su condición de independientes para solicitar ayuda a otros monstruos. Esas son las criaturas. Y criatura moteada. Nuestra mejor defensa contra las criaturas moteadas es la tranquilidad. Fragmento de un tratado sobre las criaturas moteadas por bla bla. Las criaturas moteadas son una subespecie de criaturas que los brujos han conseguido extinguir. Son más grandes que las criaturas sin motas de su especie y deben su nombre a las manchas y efusiones de su piel. Viven en cementerios en ruinas y páramos salvajes, aunque a veces habitan las casas abandonadas de algún humano. Les encanta crear brebajes con sus propias emisiones. No se muestran muy agresivas si no se les molesta. No obstante, pueden ser muy peligrosas al sentirse amenazadas. Cuando baja la temperatura, suelen entrar en un estado de letargo. Se dice que los brujos encontraron un método infalible para superarlas, basado en el uso de la señal Eviten, al menos eso dicen los brujos. Okay. Este es hacia, este es igni y la de Irden, aceite para necrófagos, aceite para necrófagos, ok. Pero este me dio chance de interactuar.
The duchy as a whole suffers from a disconnect with reality. The dressings, bandages.
What's that about?
The dressings, bandages. Where did I put them?
Forget it. Bandages won't do him any good.
What? Oh, but he breathed still a moment ago.
Breathed his last then. Bled to death. Legs broken. Femoral arteries ruptured. Wound like that, you're dead in minutes.
Gods.
What happened here exactly?
I was rolling through, fully loaded, when I heard screams. This one crawled towards the road, then drooped to the ground, lost consciousness. I jumped down to help him, dress his wounds. Then you appeared.
Pretty admirable stopping to help a stranger.
Truthfully, when I saw him, I considered it might be an ambush. The thought entered my mind, I near decided to crack the whip. But to abandon a man in need? It's simply not the decent thing to do.
Decent enough in many other places, believe me. Before you go on, clean your hands thoroughly and burn your shirt. Might also want to rub some thyme on your body to be sure. Smell of blood might attract ghouls otherwise.
Who might you be, precisely?
A witcher.
Oh. Do you expect some beast might have killed him?
See what we have here. Legs broken, but cause of death's the wound. Small but deep, edges unfrayed. Either a thrust weapon or a thick claw. Maybe a wyvern's. Tough to say, and... breastplate's unusual. Dented. It's got a patina.
An antiquity, I believe. I deal in these things, so... what's puzzling is... why did he done it?
Not likely to learn that from him. Now to figure out where he came from. From that house, I'm assuming, but need to investigate. Got some work to do. So long.
Good night.
Wait, I will come with you.
So be it. But stay close, keep it down, and don't touch a thing. Trail leads to the house on the hill.
Which stands silent as a grave.
Strange armor. Wounds unusual too. What's going on here? Must have been here he broke his legs. Fell while climbing over the wall. Trying to leave the property probably, after he didn't manage to open the gate. Gate's locked from the inside. Clearly been jostled though. Something tried to get out.
The very thought sends a cold wind down my back.
Damn it. What the hell's this? Setting for a banquet? Servant, stabbed to death. Over a dozen blows with a sharp object. Some post-mortem.
I cannot believe this is the work of a man. It was a monster, to be sure.
Torso punctured with great force. Blow pierced hardened steel. Man on the high road. Breastplate was identical. Silver tableware. Often engravings. Throats massacred. One mighty blow. Shield along sides old and dented. Sword ceremonial. And Shay handiwork clearly. Ceremonial bowls. For little sacrifices?
Of what? Please, do not say humans.
Burn marks. Something catch fire? Explode? Strong stench. wounds on the body. All puncture wounds, but hard to tell what caused them. Victim's human, but the attire's elven.
Are you certain? How did he come by it? We've so few non-humans in Tucson.
Fled, then dropped to the ground to douse the flames. Didn't manage. Burnt smells growing fainter. Might have been another luckier soul managed to flee. Doublet scorched. Wriggled out of it, tossed it, then ran on.
Perhaps there's no one inside after.
I know you're in there. Breathing's loud and clear. Open up. We mean you no harm.
They remain there?
Listen, I'm a witcher. I'm here to help you. But if that's gonna happen, you gotta answer some questions first. You mentioned them. Who do you mean?
Those, I don't know what they were. Spirits? It all occurred of a sudden. We were staging a scene, the death of paying homage. There was a flash of light that blinded me completely. I heard cries, though saw nothing. Then felt my own robes were in flames. I broke and ran, threw off my doublet, leapt in here and it shut and locked the door behind me. They pounded on the door. I thought they would get through. I thought I was done for, but in the end, it grew calm.
Who are you exactly?
Durant Faucher Plamondon de Safaran, Lord of these lands, and Chairman of the Society of Friends of the History of Tucson. We meet here annually to mark the anniversary of the Elfin homage. But something like this, by its first.
So while reenacting a scene from the past, somehow, unintentionally, you summoned a specter, a Korgorath, or a tube, maybe.
What? What now?
Best thing? You gotta do it again, of course.
Are you mad? Would you have this thing kill us?
No, don't want it to kill anyone. Precisely why I gotta do my job. Summon it again, whatever it is, and tend to it once and for all. Durand, think I can reenact the pledge, the giving of homage, alone?
It was a great, momentous event. The surrender of Tucson's last elfin king. You will need at least 3 individuals.
You know what I'm gonna ask for. Need your help. But I'll understand if you turn me down. No objections? Good. Let's get to work. Start by clearing the corpses. Got some time. Won't start the reenactment before nightfall. Things of this sort are a lot more likely to work after dusk. One last thing, though. My pay. Don't work for free, you know.
Understood. Just keep the danger at bay, and I shall be generous. Through and through. I will stand, or rather, sit in for King Ludovic, upon the elfin throne, while you, Witcher, will play the Enche ruler. We must don the costumes. All must be just right.
Divethaf, the elven king, hosted Ludovic in his own palace upon his own throne, amidst the blinding glow of a plethora of torches. Defether laid at Ludovic's feet a loaf of binnen and elfin bread, thus granting humans rule over seat-yielding lands. Then Defether filled the ornate ceremonial bowls with elfin wine. Gwinoet, the sweetest blood of the land. At long last, the elfin king grasped his sword and shield, thus symbolically passing command of his armies to humans.
¿Ya está?
Don't interrupt.
Pero ya está, ya lo quité.
Elfin king, erect in his pride, drew his blade and dropped to his knees. Thus Ludovic then spake.
I accept your allegiance and shall return in 1 year's time to...
Ah! Look! Look! The statues!
Impossible! God's mother!
Shut up and fight.
Quédate en paz, amigo. Está. Ya. Oh, Dios.
The sculptures, they came alive. By what witchcraft?
Dunno. Specialize in killing monsters. Reviving them, not so much.
I may know what happened. The statues, you see, once stood in the palace of one Defether. I acquired them a month past because perhaps I should start at the beginning. This Defether was to pay tribute to humans, producing statues of this sort each year. Yet he did so but once, for he perished in the massacre of non-humans at the foot of Mount Gorgon in the year 782. It's fortunate he did too, as Defether had planned Ludovic's downfall, for he sculpted not statues, but columns that masqueraded as such. Columns activated with words said in homage. Columns that would have turned the king and his bodyguards into so much colorful confetti.
Typical treachery embodied elves. Psheh.
You're no better. Elves were just defending their territory. You humans took it, but you still weren't sated. Had to cut the elves down, every last one.
You? What does that mean? You're a man as we are.
Yeah, in a way. Just ashamed to have to admit it sometimes.
Your words? They're wrong, Witcher. But I'll not let you leave empty-handed. Take this, your reward.
Farewell.
A ver. Un vampiro. Parecen extraterrestres estas cosas. Vino otro. Otro voy a ir por allá. ¿Más?
Bar guests. Never a good omen. Given me no choice. sense that the spoons are beating out some kind of rhythm, a message, trying to tell me something. None shall sit and dine with you at your table. No spoon you have shall say to you, never again shall you wish to spy your reflection in the mirror. Sounds like a curse, all right. Somebody's clearly obsessed. Regis mentioned the place might be cursed. Can't be a coincidence. Need to look around.
¿Recuerdan? Les mencioné algo de esto, esta maldición tipo la Bella y la Bestia. Así como cuando el príncipe de la Bella y la Bestia lo maldicen porque trató mal a un mendigo que pasó. Un mendigo, una señora, una mendiga, algo así. O no recuerdo bien qué era, pero era alguien que pedía algo de caridad, ¿no? Y lo maldijeron con lo de convertirse en una bestia para que aprendiera a ser amable, ¿no? Y a respetar a los demás y eso.
Whatever lives here treated that literally. Still searching for the right spoon.
Y era un manchado. Aquí pasa algo similar a eso de lo de la Bella y la Bestia. Él dice, a ver, llevo unos días sufriendo mareos. Nunca me había pasado algo semejante. Si esto sigue así, aunque no soporto la brujería ni la hechicería, tendré que visitar a una herborista. Los mareos no cesan, y lo peor de todo es que también siento dolores tan fuertes que a veces no puedo ver. He ido a la herborista, una vieja moira repulsiva que me ha mirado como si hubiera visto un monstruo. Me ha dado una maldita mezcla que tengo que tomarme 2 veces al día. No me está sirviendo de nada. Hoy, como cada día, me he mirado al espejo y me he quedado sin palabras. Solo comprobar que no me haya salido ninguna arruga y que no tenga bolsas en los ojos, pero hoy no hay arrugas, pero sí habría preferido que las hubiera. Está saliendo pelo en los pechos, es horrible. Tiene que ser por culpa de esas condenadas hierbas. Voy a romperle la cara al herborista, pero su morada estaba vacía. Pero ya sabía lo que me ocurría, y se ha alargado. Aunque me quito los pelos, mi familia me está empezando a sospechar algo, y cada vez crecen más rápido. He intentado sacarme la idea de la cabeza, pero no puedo aguantarlo más. Puede que no fueran las hierbas las que me han llevado a esto, sino una maldición de un viejo mendigo que me quité encima una vez. Tengo que averiguarlo. Quiero contratar a alguien que pueda encontrar al arborista. No puedo pensar con claridad y cada vez se me hace más difícil escribir. Soledad sin familia. Comer, quiero comer. No hay cuchara buena, cucharas vacías. Comer, comer duele. Espejo, mentiras, no.
Poor girl. Realized she was changing into a monster. Recorded it in her diary. Poignant. Spoon's incredible. The craftsmanship must have graced a rich man's table. Smashed mirror, as if someone couldn't stand to look at themselves. The monster. Journal's author, maybe? Spoon, pretty ordinary, maybe a little old. Another spoon. Yep, just as normal as the last one. White's obsessed, a real collector, thoroughbred. None shall sit and dine with you at your table. No spoon you have shall say to you, never again shall you wish to spy your reflection in the mirror.
A ver, de nuevo, nadie se sentará a tu mesa para cenar contigo. Ninguna de tus cucharadas te saciará. Nunca jamás querrás contemplar tu reflejo en un espejo.
Skeletons. Doubt they came here willingly. This have anything to do with the curse? None shall sit and dine with you at your table. It'd make sense.
Intentó que se sentaran a comer con ella. Para comer. Querido maestre, ¿el vacío? Quizá. Sí, sé que lleva años ganándose la vida persiguiendo a criminales. Tengo un encargo para usted, algo inusual. Probablemente se preguntará por qué hemos llegado a este punto y por qué no hemos... a ver, déjeme ver si es de lo mismo. Movimiento Club de los Reyes, te deja leer por esto significado, consecuencia atribuible. Desgracia, ok, sí. Para que intentara buscar al árbol.
Woman's name scratched into this wooden spoon. Romantic. No claw or fang marks. Probably choked to death. Right arm bit right off. Teeth all knocked out. Somebody tried to force feed him. Broken neck. Indentation in the skull's lateral surface. Smacked in the head with something heavy.
Ya exploré todo, ¿no? Al menos aquí adentro.
Serán key. Sophisticated crafting. Tag bears a description. White's a true collector.
A ver, sigue a la vuelta con las cucharas o así. A ver, podemos ir aquí. Aquí para transportarnos así. Más fácil.
to the pheasant tree.
Spoon like this. When you set a place, where's it go?
My oh my. It seems rather a fanciful bouillon spoon. Or a key of some sort. There's a note here.
Yeah, note led me here. Any idea what the key might open?
Never seen it before. But you might search the cellars. The previous owner left all sorts of knickknacks there.
See you later.
Eat, drink, and be merry. Thus spake the prophet Lebioda.
Ah, por cierto, hice la misión del Wend, gané el torneo. Y este es el torneo, el deck completo de la nueva facción. La de Skellige. Así es como lo dejé de momento, ¿no? Al menos. Tiene cartas poderosas, pero el problema es que no es muy consistente. ¿Dónde está? Oh. Yo creo que voy a transportarme aquí y de aquí voy hasta acá. A caballo. Vamos hacia acá.
Nice tune.
Ok, vamos a ir para acá ya que estamos recorriendo a ver qué es de aquí. Chance nos vamos para acá y para acá. A ver qué hay. También, de hecho, ahorita que estoy viendo esto, aquí hay una casita, puede ser, o algo así. A ver.
A day like all others.
Ok, sí, simplemente es una casita. Pensé que quizás sería algo para alguna misión, pero no. Entonces vamos para acá.
You in a hurry?
What's going on there?
Inclusive podremos ir a checar ese icono que está aquí. De una vez.
don't you all just get off my back?
Aye, and pigs can fly.
Ok, ¿pero qué tipo de plaga es? Son insectos. Y una estaba a punto de lanzarme la mordida. Ya que le subí bastante lo de la toxicidad, a ver qué otra cosa le podría poner.
Kiki more breeding ground. Gotta destroy it if they're to disappear for good.
Ahora sobre esto. A ver, quiero checar. Castillo.
Halt! No passage. Sir Roderick does not wish to see any guests.
Ok. ¿Cuánto se podrá pasar por ahí? Uy, no creo, no creo. Oh.
The Dutch is small, but do you know any who's not heard of our wines?
Something's not right.
¿Qué es eso?
Leave me alone!
Supongo que encontró al tipo. ¡Oh! ¡Ah! Es una vampira. Um, Quizá en la carta esa no la leí realmente completa. Quizá hablaba de eso, ¿no? ¿Dónde está yendo? Estoy presionando para allá. Y sigue para allá y para los lados, para allá, para allá, para allá, para allá, para allá. Y lo estoy presionando para este lado. Venga. Este lugar me recuerda al... No sé si lo han visto o jugado. El juego de... Sombra de los Colosos. Oh. ¿Es abajo? Bueno. Ajá. Quizá había aquí una entrada. Vaya, aquí era una tienda de productos vegetales, ¿no? Qué lugar tan peculiar para poner una tienda así. ¿Tengo algo contra esos? ¿No habrá algún teletransportador por aquí? A ver si sigo recorriendo todo este caminito. A ver, vamos a llamar a Roach. Vamos, Roach.
Let's go.
Ah, me voltea. No me deja ir hacia allá.
Women will be restless.
Ya, ok. No puedes ir hasta allá. El mapa en realidad termina aquí, en esta zona. Ah. Es interesante la forma en la que te lo prohíben, ¿no? Dice, a partir de aquí hay dragones. A ver, ¿qué es esto?
Slow now.
Granja pasante. ¿Qué es eso? ¿Necrófago? ¿Un hombre lobo? Hombre lobo. Órale, hace mucho que no veía un hombre lobo. Esos son malditos. Aquí está.
Tittering tot again. I swear it. I'll scratch her eyes out.
Okay.
raven wasn't lying. Spoons all over the place.
Oh, no me he fijado en esta parte.
Actually does seem like a white flare. A bit atypical, but still. Cauldron should be somewhere around here. Spoon, pretty ordinary. Maybe a little old.
Oh.
Another spoon. Yep, just as normal as the last one.
Oh.
White's obsessed. A real collector. Thoroughbred. Cauldron I was looking for. White's not particularly tidy. Table's set. White, who lives here, is getting ready for some sort of feast. Spoon, pretty ordinary. Maybe a little old. White that lives here, definitely afflicted by a curse. And it's been trying desperately to lift it.
Un momento, creo que al tocar ese se activa una escena.
Another spoon. Yep, just as normal as the last one.
A ver.
Cauldron's empty, unfortunately. We just need some brew. I'm afraid he won't get that. No choice but to hide and wait for the saliva glands and their bearer. Need a spot that'll let me observe the cauldron. Thousands of them here. White's been a collector for years. White's obsessed. A real collector. Thoroughbred. Spoon. Pretty ordinary. Maybe a little old.
Esto parece como la zona para un enfrentamiento contra un jefe.
I'm not gonna hurt you. Wanna help? I've seen the words of the curse on the walls. Think I know how to lift it. You tried to bring folk here, convince them to sit at the table with you, right? Well, I'm gonna be your guest now. Your willing guest. Just need a bit for Regis. And now we'll tend to you. Need to get this right. Words of the curse were...
Nadie se sentará a tu mesa para cenar contigo.
spoon you have shall say to you.
Ninguna de sus
Never
caras te
again shall you
sacará.
wish to spy your
Nunca
reflection
jamás
in the
tendrás
mirror.
controlar tus reflejos. Vamos a distribuir cucharas. Vamos a usar las cucharas para comer. Vamos a comer sin usar las cucharas. ¿Cuál de las tres opciones creen que sea la adecuada? Hay una mosca aquí alrededor. A ver, vamos a ver de nuevo.
Need to get this right.
Nadie se sentará a tu mesa para cenar contigo. Ya estamos haciendo eso.
Dine with you at your table.
Ninguna de tus cucharas te
Shall
saciará.
say to you, never again shall you wish to spy your reflection in the mirror.
Entonces tenemos que hacer lo opuesto. O sea, hacer lo que se supone que... Ella ha estado intentando comer con todas las cucharas, ¿no? ¿Será comer sin usar las cucharas?
We can't use spoons. No, that won't work. You've been looking for a spoon that would feed you, but there's no such spoon. You need to eat without spoons.
Ugh.
Open your eyes. You need to see your likeness. Think it worked. Just not quite like I expected. Need to see what happened to the white. Won't be hard to find given its stench.
Bien, entonces subimos de nivel. Dos puntos. Necesitan tres, creo.
gonna hurt you.
Eat. I must eat.
I'll take you someplace safe. So I took her by the hand and led her here. Seemed the only sensible place for her.
You did the right thing, sir. She should recover quickly here. Don't worry, sir. I shall see to everything. She is safe here and in good hands. She'll soon be back on her feet.
Might actually take a while. She hadn't eaten anything in over 100 years when I found her.
Horrid. Whatever brought this about?
Told me her story on the way here. Her name's Marlena. She was once the very beautiful and proud heiress to the Trastamara estate. One evening, when she was holding a banquet for friends, a beggar came to her gate seeking alms. He had a bowl and a spoon with him. He sat outside her fence and waited.
I've heard of the custom. An ancient rite of hospitality that obliges one to give food and drink to such a guest lest he depart hungry. To neglect the custom is to bring great misfortune down upon oneself.
Marlena didn't care a whit for the old customs. She drove the man off, saying she'd rather feed the leftovers from her feast to her dogs than to give the beggar anything. The beggar then broke his spoon, cast a curse. She was beautiful, so he said she'd never wish to look at herself in the mirror again. Since she adored feasts, he swore no one would ever wish to sit and dine with her. And as she even refused him the crumbs from her table, he swore she'd never find a spoon in the world that would sate her hunger.
A harsh punishment. I imagine lifting the curse was hardly simple.
Curses are tricky. They play on irony. Always gotta figure out what the catch is. Marlena had spent decades looking for a way to lift it. Transformed into a wight, she stole spoons and lured folk into her home, trying each time to get them to dine with her. Didn't work.
So what did?
Someone had to sit down and share a meal with her, of their own free will. They had to eat without using spoons, and make her look at her reflection.
That's it? That was all it required?
Simplest solutions are sometimes the last that come to mind. Besides, when you're a wight, it's pretty damn hard to find willing human company for a feast.
I imagine so. But, most importantly, it is now over. Please, don't worry. She will be in good hands here.
Thanks. Gotta get back to my business now. See you soon.
Listo. Ok, ese fue el final de esa misión que la he recordado durante años. Es una misión muy particular por esa cuestión de la maldición que le pusieron. Que les digo que me recuerda mucho a la maldición de La Bella y la Bestia. Es esa cuestión, ¿no? De alguien rico que está en su castillo, está con el banquete y todo. Llega alguien pobre, intenta recibir algo de caridad. No se le dan, entonces se venga tirando esa maldición, se convierte en una bestia en la persona y demás, ¿no? Se me hace muy curioso. Y les digo, este DLC, o sea, no es coincidencia, porque este DLC está muy relacionado con este tipo de cuentos de hadas, ¿no? De historias de ese estilo. Vamos a ver más conforme vayamos avanzando en la historia. Y pues bueno, nos estaremos dejando hasta aquí por el momento. Mañana recuerden que este es el stream de la película de La chica que saltaba a través del tiempo, por si quieren verla y pasarse a ver el review, y si quieren también darme sus opiniones, Saben que me ayudan mucho con su like y compartiendo el stream para acercarse del canal. En la descripción del canal también encontrarán el link para la comunidad de Discord. Y pues sin nada más por el momento, les deseo un gran día, tarde, noche, madrugada, sea lo que sea, donde sea y cuando se que estén en esto. Nos vemos en el siguiente stream.